Away from narcissistic people too, man. Narcissistic people, you gotta stay away from them, man. I'm telling you. Motherfucker put you all the way, your mental health somewhere else, man. Like, if you depressed and you be going through stuff every day and sometimes you just feel like giving up, man, pray and go talk to somebody. Pray and go talk to somebody, I'm telling you.
Lil Scrappy has always been a fighter. That's one thing people know about him. He grew up tough, survived a rough childhood, and built a name for himself in the music industry. But recently, something happened that left even the Prince of the South feeling completely broken. Scrappy's whole life has been about surviving. From the very beginning, he faced more than his fair share of hardships. Born as Daryl Raynard Richardson III on January 19, 1984, in Atlanta, Georgia, he came into a world filled with chaos. His father left when he was just a baby, so it was his mother, known to the world as Mama D, who raised him. But Mama D wasn't your typical mom. She wasn't clocking into a regular job every morning. Instead, she was caught deep in street life. She ran a brothel and sold drugs just to make ends meet. Scrappy grew up seeing things no child should ever have to see. His home wasn't a place of bedtime stories and home-cooked meals. It was filled with danger, instability, and survival. From a young age, Scrappy learned how to protect himself. Trust wasn't something he could afford. He had to be tough, alert, and ready for anything. And while his world was dark and heavy, he found light in one thing.
I have nobody if y'all ain't with me. I don't have nobody. I'm okay. Like all that talking, cuz I need y'all to show me, cuz, for real.
Music. At just 9 years old, Scrappy started writing songs and poems. Music became his therapy. It was the only way he could make sense of the chaos around him. Each lyric he wrote came from a deep place of pain and strength. His talent didn't go unnoticed. In the early 2000s, he caught the attention of Lil Jon, one of the biggest names in the crunk music scene. Lil Jon saw something real in Scrappy, a rawness, an edge, and a voice that truly spoke for the streets. With Lil Jon's support, Scrappy dropped hits like Head Bussa and No Problem, which became club anthems and street classics. But even with fame and success, Scrappy's emotional wounds never fully healed. He carried the scars from his childhood into his adult life.
It's so fun for me. Been enjoying myself, man. My kids, they've been enjoying it. I mean, I know it'd be like a little, but we all enjoy it. We're enjoying life. You gotta go through it and move on, buddy.
And that pain would eventually show itself to the world. When Scrappy joined the cast of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, fans got a closer look at his real life. The good, the bad, and the deeply painful. The show didn't just highlight the glitz of fame, it revealed the cracks beneath the surface. Scrappy wasn't just a rapper anymore. He was a man struggling to make peace with his past, while trying to be a better father, husband, and son. Over the years, audiences saw him break down in arguments with Mama D, cry over failed relationships, and speak openly about his battles with depression. One of the rawest moments came in 2022. Scrappy had a powerful confrontation with his mother. Years of anger and heartbreak spilled out in front of the cameras. Through tears, Scrappy told Mama D exactly how her choices during his childhood had damaged him. He spoke about growing up surrounded by violence, drug deals, and sex work. He admitted that he had learned how to survive before he ever learned how to love. He told her, with pain in his voice, that he grew up thinking chaos was normal. Watching his mom get hurt, fight, hustle, and bleed became his version of life. And while he respected her for doing what she had to do to keep a roof over their heads, he also resented the trauma that came with it. That scene hit hard. Fans watched. This grown man, known for being tough, fall apart as he finally voiced the pain he had kept bottled up for years. It was one of the realest moments in reality TV history. It wasn't for show. It was genuine, raw emotion. But even that emotional release couldn't prepare Scrappy for what came next. Recently, Scrappy's world was turned upside down by a heartbreaking loss. His grandmother passed away, and for him, it wasn't just the loss of a family member. It was like losing a piece of his soul. Scrappy's grandmother had always been a steady, peaceful presence in his life, while everything else around him was loud, fast, and painful. She was his calm. She loved him without judgment, without conditions, and without bringing the streets into it. When the news of her passing hit, Scrappy didn't try to act tough. He let his emotions out. He took to social media, pouring his heart out in a series of posts. In one especially touching message,
I just had to cool off, right? Just get my mind right, man, you know. But I really gotta get this off my chest, man.
he wrote about how she had been his safe space. She was someone who gave him love without expecting anything in return. Her home was where he could take off the armor and just be himself. The grief was clear in his words. He said he felt lost, shattered, and unsure of how to go on without her. For someone who had spent his entire life trying to be strong, Scrappy finally admitted that he didn't feel strong at all. It wasn't just grief, it was heartbreak. He had lost the one person who had always shown him unconditional love. Fans felt his pain. The outpouring of support online was overwhelming. One person commented, "You could feel his pain through those posts. Losing someone who truly loves you hits different. Stay strong, Scrappy." Another wrote, "Grandmas are our angels. Yours is watching over you. Take all the time you need to heal." But while the world was showing him love, Scrappy's personal life was already under pressure. His marriage to Bambi had been struggling for some time. Their relationship, like many things in his life, had been full of ups and downs. Though they shared 3 beautiful children, the emotional weight Scrappy carried made it hard for him to fully open up. His past taught him how to survive, but not how to be emotionally available, and that made things tough at home. Fans saw the couple swing between loving moments and painful arguments. Scrappy admitted in one scene, "I need to heal before I can love right." It wasn't that he didn't want to love. It was that he didn't know how to love the way someone deserves when his heart had been guarded for so long. Losing his grandmother on top of everything else pushed Scrappy to a breaking point. He was dealing with grief, relationship struggles, and emotional exhaustion all at once. And let's not forget, Scrappy has fought hard to stay relevant.
I don't even know what Scrappy wants. This is actually giving me flashbacks to when Scrappy wanted to get married after he called off his engagement with Bambi, and I told him he wasn't ready.
Music. He climbed the charts with songs like "Money in the Bank" and "No Love," showing off his energy and resilience. When people thought his time was over, he made a comeback by joining the Millennium Tour, sharing the stage with artists like Bow Wow and Carrie Hilson. Scrappy reminded the world he could still shut down a crowd, but his toughest battles weren't on stage, they were inside. Back in 2018, Scrappy was in a life-threatening car accident in Miami. He had fallen asleep at the wheel and crashed into a pole. The crash left him with broken bones and serious injuries to his face. That moment changed everything. It was a wake-up call, a reminder that life isn't guaranteed. After that, Scrappy started making real changes. He slowed down, reflected, and began the hard work of healing. He began speaking more openly about his trauma. He started facing those hard conversations with his family. He stopped hiding his pain behind humor and bravado. He tried therapy. He started learning how to express his emotions, not just suppress them. These weren't things he was taught as a child. Vulnerability wasn't safe back then. But now, for the sake of his children and his own peace, he's trying to grow. What happened to Lil Scrappy recently? The breakdown, the grief, the struggle. It isn't a sign of weakness. It's a part of a much bigger story. A story about surviving the worst, fighting through the pain, and trying to heal even when you're still hurting. Scrappy's journey reminds us that strength isn't just about how much you can take. It's also about being brave enough to admit when you're breaking. It's about knowing when to cry, when to ask for help, and when to stop running from the past. He may be known as a tough guy, a rapper, and a reality TV star, but at the core, Scrappy is just a man trying to overcome the shadows of his childhood and build something better for his kids. And that's what makes his story so powerful. Not the fame, not the money, but the honesty, the humanity.